Hello, Grandma DC here. Well, some of you have been asking for a tour of my kitchen, and I've been kind of putting that off, but I think you're going to get it today. First off, I'm going to introduce you to a friend of mine that I have been not introducing you to because it freaks people out. This is Petey. Petey, turn around here, baby. I have had Petey for like 2 years. He's an old rat. Rats don't typically live to be that old. And Petey just hangs out in his cage most of the time. He hangs out in this cage when I'm cleaning his, which is what's going on right now. He's exploring. He likes to explore. Petey, don't you jump off of there. I think he's too old to jump. But he's going back in his little cage here because I'm going to clean his cage today. That's what's up for today. He just hangs out in the living room. He's a good boy. You can see why he's named Petey, because he has one black eye. Now we just separated the youngins from the old ones, didn't we? Okay, I don't know where to start. Y'all wanted to tour my kitchen. There's my dehydrator, my best one. There's my old dehydrator over there, which I still like. I like the Nesco stacked one really well. I've got, some of my things in jars. Herbs and spices and things I like to keep around. This is my old oven that's fallen apart, has a big crack in the top of it, so the right hand side doesn't work. Let's see. Yeah. I need one of those kitchen makeovers. I sign up for every single one of them. I'm like, yes, make my kitchen over. Wouldn't that be great? You may have noticed a new addition here in the kitchen. Outside of Henrietta and Smithy here. My boss gave them to me for Halloween. So now they're wearing cooking clothes because I have no place to put them, so they're just going to watch over my kitchen. Bless their little hearts. They like cooking. Yes, they're going to help out with Thanksgiving. This is my 1960s washing machine. That's right. All I have to do is take the hoses out, fill that up with water. I take it over to my sink, put the hoses in the sink. It runs and washes. And then when I'm done, I put them in the spinner. It's still plugged in. When I opened the lid, it started, draining. It's going to spin. So that's how I wash my clothes. It's just like an old wringer washer, almost without the wringer, a spinner instead of a wringer. And it works really good. I got it for like $75. They didn't know how to use it. They make new ones today, but they're just not as good as those old ones. You might be wondering about this cabinet here and back here. This has all my antiques in it. My husband, when he was alive and we were young, this is actually a two-piece. I don't know if you can see down there. It's a two-piece cabinet up here. My husband carried that down 3 flights of stairs down the back of an old building in downtown Kansas City, Missouri when we were very young. They were tearing the building down and they were throwing these off the roof. And one of the managers or whatever that was doing the demolition said we could have one. Tried to get 2, but he wouldn't let me have 2. I think he thought I might make money. Oh no, someone may profit by something you're throwing off the roof. But that's the way people think, right? So anyway, we managed to get this one, and I have carried it with me from house to house, move to move. We were in the military, so we moved all the time. So it's one of the few things that has survived. And I have painted it, well, gosh knows how many times it was painted in that apartment building. But I've painted it at least 6 times, so it's got pretty thick paint. Wouldn't it be great to strip it down, but Lord, you'd have to have some sort of lava acid to do it. I like it the way it is. So anyway, and it holds a lot of my Marcrest that I collect. My grandmother started me out collecting Marcrest, so I have a lot of different pieces of Marcrest. This was my grandmother's Avon bottle. This was my grandmother's pitcher. My great-grandfather had that, it's a Hull set back there. So, there's just, my kitchen's full of a lot of nostalgic things. And I know, people are always saying you should let go of the past. But sometimes that's all you got in the future is the past. And the past is what makes us who we are. We may not want to remember the bad times so much, but they do influence and make us. My grandmother had cookie cutters right here. An old ex-friend of mine displayed them for me, and I still have those there. I'd like to redo those someday. You know how it is. I have we all have a lot of those, don't we? I want to do that someday, redo that someday. So, and I have little things that I really like there's my little goat guy in the corner. I love this little Oh, it's a pasta measure, actually. Of course, my microwave, which is cleaner than one would expect. I like the little solar things. So they're always going over here. It's so cheerful in the morning to hear the little tick, 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 tick. I love that little tick, 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 tick. It's just almost like my grandmother's clock. It's what that reminds me of, which my cousin got for no explicable reason. So, except his dad was the executor, so he got the clock. So, spices and seasonings over here. You've seen my free refrigerator if you have watched my cleaning the refrigerator vlog. Oh, you may wonder, why do I have 2 Bunn coffee pots? Okay, first off, love Bunn coffee pots. I would, we have hard water, and it's the only coffee pot I've ever found that will last a year with the hard water. So then one of them quit running. I kind of tossed it to the side. I bought a new one. And then I watched a thing on YouTube of how to unclog a Bunn coffee pot. And so I got this springy thing they've got. And now I just use a heavy duty florist wire. And you run it up inside after you take the little, where water comes out at. Knocked all the lime out. It works fine. However, since I don't have water, most of you that watch me a lot know I don't have water in my house. Okay, so you ask me why. Why do you not have water in your house? If you don't know, about little over 3 years ago now, I guess, I tried for a relationship with a male, and I moved into his house. It was really nice. It was like a triple wide, And, you get those big plans. He loved animals. He, la, la, la. He said we had so much in common. And it ended up, it was all a lie. We had nothing in common. And, I don't want to use the word lie. It was an exaggerated truth to benefit what he thought would be himself. How are y'all go? That's more PC, isn't it? It didn't work out, and that's fine. I think when you get old, you just don't have that I'm crazy about each other feeling, it's just, it never was quite perfect. And what is perfect? I think in a relationship you need 2 sane people, and communication is the key, and we didn't have communication. He wouldn't tell me what was going on in his head. He wouldn't tell me what was going on in his life. And so finally I saw him with another woman, and I could have kissed her on the lips full, thank you for taking him. They got married, thank God. But he brought me back to my house after 1.5 years, and I moved back. All my pipes had busted that winter. So it's been almost 3 years, and I've never been able to afford to get them fixed again. So I just have a garden hose. Somebody thought it was a hula hoop. It's like, no, it's a garden hose. And that's how I get my water. That's why some of my dishes aren't washed all the time, because, I have to use a garden hose. I flush my toilet with the garden hose. And I use the hot water from the 2 Bunn coffee pots, which are on all the time, to wash dishes also. That's how I get hot water. My stepfather has promised to fix this for me. I'm still waiting. It's 3 years. I suppose I can wait another 3 years. This winter it gets tougher when the pipes freeze. I'm thinking about buying me one of them garden hoses that it's like electric. It doesn't freeze, but they're somewhere around $150 I need 60 feet. So I don't know. We'll think about that. It might be worth it because I get really tired of hauling water in these green, down the middle, those green things. This is my new lighting. Hello, new lighting. That helped a whole lot. My kitchen, even though my tree is still down in the backyard. You can see that. Yep, yeah. The wheels of change are slow. I don't have any, shade back there anymore, but this kitchen just has little windows, and even though it faces south, it's dark. Okay, over here is my antique. I got this when my husband was alive, too. I got it for like $75 at an auction. And it's an antique refrigerator. It actually would probably still work. I keep canned goods and stuff in it from the past. You put ice down in there, and it keeps things cold. I don't put ice in it. But I have my decaf coffee. I have my mustard. All my extra stuff. Oh, I didn't even realize I still had some peanut butter in here. When did that get put in here? I'll have to check the date on that one. Basically, I just use it for storage. On top of this is an old Hoosier cabinet top. And I mean, this thing is old, old, old. And I put it up there just to have extra space to store stuff. I have been slowly getting the carbohydrates out, because, because getting carbohydrates out. See, over here I have another shelf I just put up the other day, and that is helping. I know you're going to say I'm crazy. Well, we all know I'm crazy, so I might as well admit it, right? Okay. But I decided to put some of my Cerama eggs in my incubator again. I couldn't help it. Once I lost my babies, I felt so bad for the mama hens. So we're hatching some more. I've got them in there. I think it's going to be around the 19th or the 20th. So we'll look for hopefully some new babies. I hope they hatch. I found this in a dumpster, and it used to have the glass in it, but Angus knocked it over and it broke the glass. I want to put an electric work in it and paint it. Again, I have a lot of those I want tos. This cabinet here, and there's a picture of them, I think that's them. My great grandfather made that cabinet. This cabinet here is metal, 1950s circa. I found it for $3 or $4, and I had a piece of granite slab that was given to me for free that I stuck on top of it. That's just an old bookcase that I have most of my spices and stuff on. My cabinets, the funny paint color, you may have been wondering why they look particularly dirty. Not that they're clean all that much. But I painted them like so they would look like they were old and grudgy, because the same reason I put the floor down that looks like it's already got dirt. Terracotta is wonderful, because I figure I'm not that great a cleaner. So if you paint things to look old and grudgy to begin with, then they look old and grudgy all the time. I need to repaint the side where my oven is though, and I'm heating up my noodles this morning on the stove to have with my noodles and my bone broth. That's about it. Oh, I made the lamp. That's made out of just a cheap little old lamp. I think I got it out of a garbage or something. And then a friend helped me, and we put stuff all over it, which, you know, it's really nice. Oh, my other light is broken over there. It fell down. Poppy has not fixed it yet. And this light's broken too. I have really been wanting to get some new lights up there. I know I see the glare from my window a lot in my films. I'm just not sure what to do with that other than I hate to put a curtain over it. Start filming more in this direction away from it, I guess. Hey guys, a lot of things in here are antiques, like I said, just stuff from grandparents, stuff from my past, things that remind me of people and loved ones. I think that is, to me, it's important. I know I admire people that can get rid of all of that stuff in their life. That's like, I have two of these. One's out in the barn, but one's right here. And it is an old barrel, an old whiskey barrel. And that belonged to my great-grandfather, whom I loved terribly, a lot. And I was 9 when he died, so I do remember him. We have a long-lived family, which is good. A lot of the stuff that's hanging on the walls and you see around here are things that I just particularly like. The witch hanging over there. Someone gave her to me. She's a little ceramic witch, and she's flying with an apron on. I love that. The witch bear up here. This was my grandmother's. She used it to, you know, squash berries and the juice out of them. Somewhere around here I had the tube colander thing. The bear was, after my husband died, I met a wonderful man, and he had that in his truck. And then 6 months later, he died. The bear is remembrance of him, and I have a few other things to remember him by. Wonderful human being. Let's see, it's been 17 years since my husband died, if you were curious how long it's been. And I've been single all that time, and I plan on staying this way, because the few times I've tried relationships, whoo, yeah, no, I'm 1%. I'm too different to attempt that again. And that's not out of, you know, sadness or, oh, you need to try again. No, I'm happy. And that's why I think there's a lot, I hope there's a lot. Well, at least there's got to be a few. 1% is a lot when you consider millions of people that, you know, feel like being single is okay, you know, and having a messy kitchen full of memorabilia and love and you know, things from the past is okay too. And I just keep adding it to it when I find things that give me good feelings, good vibe, good memories. So I'm always adding. I do try to thin out sometimes. I think I should sell some things or give things away, although most people don't want my junk, as my kids call it. My junk. I don't want your junk. I got too much junk in my own. It's like, okay. So when I die, I guess it'll all go in a dumpster. But for now, I really love all the memories that stay around me. And that's just me. And I know I admire people who can run with a clean slate and just throw a backpack over their shoulder and with their toothpaste in it and go, I'm free and I'm leaving. And it's like, oh, that's great. Can't do it. I love my animals. I love my land. I love my house. It's falling apart as everything is in my life. I still love it all. It's my life. And I hope that you're also happy with your life, even though it may be falling apart also. And so we just get on. Well, Petey needs his cage cleaned and he's knocked his water over again. He's cleaning up though. See? He's taking advantage. Now there's what you call a happy accident. I spilt my water, therefore I can bathe. Well, you go, Pete. You show people how to make lemonade out of lemons. Smart rat. I love you all. Have a beautiful day. I hope you get this. Since I changed my URL to Grandma DC at YouTube, I hope that it said I was no longer around. Oh my goodness, I hope it didn't ruin something. Technology still terrifies me. I love you all. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Hope you enjoyed the tour, such as it is.